As we continue with the 16 days of activism against sexual and gender-based violence, the judiciary has expressed concern over the increasing sexual gender-based violence cases to courts across the country. It has emerged that whereas the number of sexual gender-based violence cases reported to police and court of law have increased, a small portion of these cases are actually heard and determined.
Every year, the judiciary registers a big number of SGBV cases allegedly committed against women and girls. So the number of SGBV cases registered in the courts keeps increasing year in, year out. It is noteworthy that SGBV crimes are complex in nature.
Flavian Zenja, the principal judge in the judiciary of Uganda, noted that in many of these cases, they fail to get credible witnesses because some of the key witnesses deliberately refuse to testify in court for fear of being stigmatized. He believes absence of a witness protection system is largely responsible for the sloppy work of adjudicating sexual and gender-based violence cases.
The societies in which we live have a lot of pressure exerted on us, especially in view of how we react or how we report to cases. For example, I know for the cases we have handled in court, you sometimes you are in the middle of a session and you see someone not wanting to testify or someone withdrawing.
This was revealed during the launch of the National Sexual Gender-Based Violence Bench Book. During the launch, civil society and development partners expressed worry that if the current sexual gender-based violence rates are not dealt with immediately, the country may find itself in a different situation a few years to come.
It's reinforced by permissive cultural and social norms that conceal, condone, and trivialize this problem.
56% of women have experienced violence, physical or sexual violence in their lives.
The launched Sexual Gender-Based Violence Bench Book, developed by a number of experts supported by Action Aid and development partners, will work as a manual to judiciary officers, advocates and litigants in the dispensation of justice during sexual gender-based violence cases trials. The judiciary is optimistic that this book will greatly improve the adjudication of sexual gender-based violence cases.
Today marks a pledge and a promise to survivors of sexual and gender-based violence, and we believe that this book will go a long way in contributing towards access to justice for survivors of sexual and gender-based violence.
Now that the bench book is ready and with us, the next step should be training of judicial officers, legal practitioners, and stakeholders, familiarize them with what the bench book entails.
In Uganda, 56% of women have experienced physical violence at some point in their lives, according to the Uganda Demographic Health Survey of 2016. This year's themes for the commemoration of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence is Invest to prevent violence against women and girls as key players in the women's rights ecosystem. Report compiled by Rachel Nachwala for the news.